Go get it started. All right. Good evening, everybody. It's so exciting to be back. All the things. We have a special guest tonight, Wendy. And so I'm really excited for her to just share a little bit of her story and some tips and things that have been working. So Wendy, I'm going to just hand it over to you if you'll talk a little bit about how you found this business, what made you say yes, kind of how long you've been in, and just a little bit of your story, and then we'll jump into some questions.
First of all, I can't believe that. I mean, I feel like honored that I was asked to do this. And honestly, I was telling my mom, I'm like, I don't know, Mom, I'm just doing what what's been like laid out for me and then just try my best anyway. So, I'm like kind of feel super humbled, I guess. Anyway, I first found Brittany and Ty on TikTok during COVID. I got off all the other social media except for TikTok because everything else wasn't bringing me joy at that time. So I found them and I started following them and just some others, like fun stuff. I had no idea, really, honestly. I'm thinking like, did I miss something on Brittany's TikToks? Like that no, I had no idea. But when I got back on Instagram last year, I was just on it a little bit, but I thought, oh, I wonder if Brittany Landron's on here, and I found her. And then I think something in her stories, like aloe or coffee, one of those two, last December. And I think I messaged her back. She said something about the business. And then she sent me something that was like a year ago. Sorry, that was before. And then I think we chatted just like a little bit, messaged each other. And then I probably just dropped the ball. I don't know. Then this last December, she said something again about her business. And so I messaged her and we kept going. And I really was in a place this time where I think like financially during COVID, like my husband probably he was off work for 5 months. He got laid off and we went through a big chunk of our savings. And I'm a Catholic high school teacher in Southern California. So it's very expensive here. And I never really did it for the money anyway, as many teachers don't. But I just was in a place where I was like, I don't know if I could see myself doing what I'm doing for 10 more years, but I definitely was thinking like, I need to replenish that savings or at least make a little extra for summer so I don't have to teach summer school, which I haven't done since my son was 1. I really enjoyed the freedom of having saved up some little nest egg every summer and then spent the time with my kids. And now my kids are grown. My son is 24 and my daughter's 21. He graduated from college and she's in her hopefully last year before nursing school. But anyway, that's just a little bit of where I was at and what made me say yes to Brittany. And then once I think it was like the $49.99 and I was like, I can do this $50. Like I followed her long enough to like, know it wasn't some like scam or something. But anyway, then I just I Zoomed with her once. I was in my classroom, I think maybe in January, maybe December. I don't remember. I think it was January. Oh yeah, because you were at conference. I don't know when that was, but it was when you got back from conference. I remember. Anyway, and I Zoomed with her and I don't know, there's like so much positive energy and just a lot of support and encouragement. And then I honestly was just at that point, just like going like, let's just have fun and maybe I'll make some extra money. And that's what I was doing.
I love it. Okay. So did you when you first got started, because you've been in like 7 months, which is crazy to think that we're already through July, but did you jump in initially and just like hit the ground running and listen to everything that she said? Or was it kind of a little bit of a journey?
I was definitely listening to everything, but I really was working full time and an English teacher, so I have lots of papers to grade. I've been doing that for 27 years. So the idea of like doing this when I got home from work and whatever bit I could do, and then like really kind of struggling with like posting, like what do I post? I posted years when I was on social media all the time, but I was really never in my posts. I realized it was mostly like other people, my family, or maybe me with my family, but never like one by myself or my selfie or anything like that. So that was kind of a struggle for me. And then just kind of like finding the time, but I told myself, like, you're not going to stress. This should not be something to stress about. Like, just do what you can and we'll see what happens. And I knew when summer came that I'd have more time. And I thought really, and I have been doing more and I have been working harder at it, but I had a trip to Europe and then I had a girls weekend, long weekend this last week. So I've been like doing the things that, you know, life has planned or that we have planned in life. But I definitely didn't like hit the pavement running, so to speak. I think I believed in it. But I think I was like kind of just trying to figure that out for a while.
So let's talk a little bit about that, because I know that there's probably either some people that are on here or they're going to watch this and they worked full time or they're working full time, or, you know, this is their side hustle for right now. What are some of your non-negotiables that you're like, okay, I just have to make sure that I get these things done? Like you said, you're kind of just working it throughout. You knew that's still your full-time job, but what are some of those things that you're like, I have to make sure that I get this done every day?
I think for me, the challenge was I kept telling myself, you have to post. Like, and Brittany, I mean, you guys have it all laid out so nicely, like your pillars and like twice a day, and then make sure you have some in your stories and make sure that you have you know, your life and then product or business. And I think I just told myself that even then when I was in school, was still in session, that I really needed to at least try my best to do that at the very least, like at least post and get used to like posting. And then I think I gradually was like, okay, I'm going to do a story video. Well, and I just was like, okay, I'm gonna do a video. And then I just did a reel. It ended up being a reel because it was longer than whatever can fit in my story. I don't know. I was just kind of figuring it out. And that's, I just kind of pushed myself a little bit. So I haven't done a TikTok yet, but I'm like, keep trying to be inspired. Watching people, I see some of you guys doing them and I'm like, okay, you can do this. Like, I think it was Kylie did a dance. You did a dance one after Brittany did one with her family. And I was like, oh my God. And I look around like my kid, okay, I'm going to get my kids. That's my challenge, to get my adult children in a video. I don't know, my husband will be, I got him though a little bit too, in a couple of things. But anyway, that's been kind of my approach, just try to like add something new, try something different. I still have so much to learn, like, and I'm learning from all of you as I'm like following you. And if I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do today? I'll just go on like, what did Kylie do? What did Brittany put in her stories? What did Aaron do? Like, I'm just like, and I'm saving, you know, you can save them on Facebook business, like, and I'm just saving them. But that's really honestly what I'm doing. Just try to at least do 2 posts a day, keep something in my stories, either business or personal or product or something.
Okay, so this will probably be like a 2-part question, because I know Brittany, you know, when she posted like your graphic and it was, you know, she signed 3 customers and already over at 300, or yeah, okay, I said customers. I thought I just said loyal customers, but Perks members, I'm still learning, still not adjusted. But you've signed, you know, your 3 customers. And I know she also said in the comments, like, you're truly a product of the products. Will you talk a little bit about that? Like, is it certain things that you're sharing in your story that's helped you get those customers? Or because, you know, having over 300 in volume, obviously that's an average of over 100 you know, GV per customer. So will you talk a little bit about that?
Okay, let me just start out with saying it took me a while to even understand what like BB was. Like, I was just like, Brittany was like, you got to have this. I'm like, okay. So I just kept like going, hey, you want to get this? And then I remember watching one of these, I think early on, or even Brittany told me in a text when she was first like helping me make a sale. And she was like, don't shop for them or don't spend their money for them. Let them like present it this way. And that took me a little bit to figure out, but I kind of like have started to do that more. So like when I think, oh, she probably isn't going to want to spend that much money, so I don't even bother. And then last week, I think it was, I sold my first like system and I was like so excited. So by the way, I mean, yes, those are great and like average and all, but now I have to like, on the way over here, I'm at my mom's, because even though my kids are grown and my husband works from home, it's a little chaotic. But on the way over here, I was thinking like, how am I gonna I have to keep this up now, because I saw the graphic and I was like, oh, okay. Like, but it really like motivated me to say like, look at, you've done that so far. I'm just gonna keep trying, just keep going. And I think I do. I love the product. I absolutely love the products. And so, I mean, I initially lost like 10 pounds. And to be honest, since I got back from Europe, I haven't got on the scale. So I'm going to wait. I did the cleanse today and tomorrow, and then I'm going to wait and weigh myself again. But I do really enjoy the product. And I haven't had, everyone that's bought from me, like, I've never had any like negative thing about the product. If, somebody didn't buy again, it might've been because they were just not being consistent or something, but that makes it easier for me to just kind of encourage all the products, even the ones I haven't tried. That's been a big one.
I love it. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about, especially because I'm going to consider a newbie because Britt and I are coming up on our 9th year. Actually this month, I need to do my renewal. I was just thinking about that because I got that email, but being a new distributor in the business, like your first year in, you talked a little bit about customers, but how are you focused on growing your team? I know you said really it's the compound effect of doing these little activities. Like, is that on the forefront of your mind, or how are you enrolling and bringing people in?
I think, that's probably the area that I don't know. I didn't imagine that we all kind of, it's harder, right? To get someone to sign up to sell for us and then once you do that, then are they really going to work or sell? Or is it just, I was able to like, hey, sign up as a distributor and you get this product. And then a couple of them I've had sign up that way, but I've had a few that were just like, oh, well, maybe, but not right now. And then I just said, well, then why don't you just do the business builder kit and then have the option to do that. And so I have a couple of coworkers that I'm hoping, end up selling, that they expressed a little bit of interest, but maybe not a lot of confidence, or maybe just want to see me do it more. I don't know, to, be more successful at it. But last week, I think it was last week, I don't remember, but before I went, no, mine might have been before I went to Europe. I had, we did that messenger party, and there were a couple of women that I know from our kids, like elementary school, and some of them high school parents as well. And they came to the party. So I was like happy about that. And one of them had messaged me before, like, hey, tell me about the product, about the business. And I did a little bit. She's like, oh, I'll think about it. And then the other mom, she was like one of the first people when I tried to do a host to post early on. She was one of them that was like, I'll do it for you, Wendy. Or like, she answered my little trivia question or whatever. And then ever since then, she's very supportive. So I met with them in person, which I feel like is way easier for me. Well, I don't know. I don't mind texting, and I find lots of positive things in social media, but I met with them at Starbucks, and none of us ordered the coffee, by the way. And then I gave out samples to them. But then one of them, Lorena, she told me, she's like, I'm in, Wendy, and she's just lost her husband. And she's like wanting to be healthier because, she needs to be around for her kids. And it was just a really kind of emotional thing. And we talked a lot about just personal things. But in the end, she was like, I'm in. And she bought like the biggest builder kit. And she was like, I want to try all these products. And she's like, if you can do it, I can do it. I'm all, you can. And she's like, you'll show me everything. I'm all, me. And then all these other awesome women that made me do it. And then Liz, the other woman, said, okay, I'm going to take all this. She was taking notes. And she said, okay, I'm going to think about it. I said, okay, that's fine. Like, think about it. So to be honest with you, I don't know. I think that I could do, even the people at work that I got to sign up as distributors that are not like, haven't launched their business or anything. I think I do better with that in person. I don't know, just in terms of like trying to like explain to someone like what this business can do. It's so hard in a message, and if you can at least get them on the phone or, in person, for me, at least, that's something that I've been able to see that it helps me that way.
I love it. Well, and I think it's a good reminder too, for anybody, sometimes it is so easy to be like, what do they call it? Like a keyboard warrior or something. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
along those lines, where you can just get so used to getting caught up in scripts. Let me just send this to make sure that they have all the info, but we're taking the personal aspect out of it. And I think it is so important, especially if you want to have that community and the support that's not just on Zoom and different things, like going out and meeting people and all that stuff. So I absolutely love that. Okay, if you guys have any questions for Wendy, drop them in the chat. But one thing that I always end with, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask her this. But if there's anything else, we'll definitely cover that. But one thing that I always ask anybody that's been on, and I told you I was gonna ask this, is, if you could go back and tell yourself one thing that you would change or you would do differently from when you got started, what would that one piece of advice be?
You even told me I'd been on here enough times to know you asked this question, and you told me today that you would ask me that question. And I didn't really think about it too much, except the only thing I can think of is that just, like I wish I would have had more confidence sooner and like not cared, like the story slides or the videos that I make, like I don't put makeup on. I only let myself watch them one time after I post it. And then you start, picking yourself apart, but I wish that maybe I had started doing that more. Today I got a message from one of my son's classmates, her mom, and she just said, "I'm enjoying your videos so much. You're so just real. And you're just being like naturally you." And I said, "Well, that's good, because I really have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm glad that you're enjoying it." Because I just started, and I maybe kind of wish I would have done that. But I think too, it's all part of the journey, like I wish I could do different things, but in the end, like this has really done so much more for me than just making a little extra money. And I didn't realize that I needed that as much as I do as well.
That's one thing I always love, is I feel like this is so much of a, what do they say? Like self-development with a paycheck. Because so many things push us out of our comfort zone, or we want to do different things, but it truly is, those moments and having the confidence, and everybody's got to start somewhere. And I think that that's where it's huge. So, well, thank you so much for joining us tonight and stepping out of your comfort zone. Because I know, like you said, you were very like, oh, I'm a little nervous. What should I plan for? And all the things, but you truly knocked it out of the park. And I'm excited for what's to come in the next part of your journey. And y'all go show her some love. This was absolutely amazing. I hope y'all have a great night. And thank you again, Wendy. We'll see y'all next week.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.